trust in God, my Savior, the one. If you're only using the standard chords in your worship songs that you get from the PDF you download online, and you don't deviate from that, you don't play anything else, then you're missing out a lot of opportunities to personalize your own style and add some spice and flair to your worship songs. So in today's video, I'm going to give you some easy tips that even a beginner can begin to implement to spice up their worship songs. Also, be sure to stick around till the end. I'm going to give you an exercise that you can practice in all 12 keys to help you reaffirm this technique that I'm about to show you. And for those who are even looking to go a little bit further with their spices, I'm going to give you some goodies at the end. So stick around. That's what we're going to look at today. Welcome back. My name is Warren McPherson. If you're new to the channel, this is where we learn everything gospel piano and how to play by ear. So if you have not hit that subscribe button yet and the notification bell, please do so. Little things like that really does help the channel to grow, but also helps you to be notified when I post weekly content like this. Now let's jump into it. And let me explain to you a little concept as to how you can implement this idea that I'm going to show you. This has to do when you're moving between 2 points, right? So if you're going from a C major to an A minor, instead of just doing that, which, you know, a lot of people do, you can introduce a chord in the middle of that. Some people refer to that as filling chords. Some people refer to that as passing chords, whatever you call it. But this is a very important pivotal theory or a technique to learn to begin to deviate from just having to play the same chords on the score, especially if it's the same chords over and over. So what I'm going to show you, if I'm going from C major, the 1, to the 6, A minor, there are 2 ways I can do it. I can play this G chord in first inversion, and that takes me to the A minor. Or I can play E minor in second inversion, because the bass is the B, right? Triad, first inversion, second inversion. Whenever we have the B in the bass, that's the second inversion. So I can use that chord as well to take me here. So then if I have a progression like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the fill-in chord or the passing chord, it becomes this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds good, right? Let's try it in the context of a song. Let's take this song by Elevation Worship. Jesus never fails, he will never fail, right? Or I trust in God, I believe that's the title. So I trust in God, the Savior, the one who will never fail. He will never fail. So that's the basic chords, the way it's written. Now with the fill-in chords, it becomes this. I trust in God, the Savior, the one who will never fail. He will never fail. You see all those different little fill-in chords that I just throw in there. And let me show you what I'm doing. So before I get to that A minor, I'm playing that E minor, the 3 in second inversion. So all I'm thinking about is the bass is just walking down and I'm harmonizing that bass, right? So boom, boom, boom. Now my next chord is that F major 7, right? So before I get to there, I'm playing the same E minor again, but this time in second inversion. The bass walks down. So I trust in God, my Savior, the one. He will never fail. And you notice I'm voicing it with the melody at the top. that E. So I'm just keeping that E at the top, which is why I chose E minor instead of the G in first inversion, right? Now when I do fail, now I'm playing the C in first inversion as my fill-in passing to get to my D, minor 7. He will never fail. And then I use the same chord because it's going back to the F major. So I use the same C in first inversion as a passing to get there. And then the next chord comes back is a C, the 1. But instead of just going there, I decided, what if I just do A, B, C, walk up the bass? I'm thinking bass, and then harmonizing the right hand with the bass. So then that becomes nice little fill-in chord. Let's try that one more time in context. I trust in God, my Savior, the one. He will never fail. He will never fail. I trust in God, my Savior, the one. He will never fail. He will never fail. Woo. And that's an easy way you can begin to take basic progressions like that. A lot of CCM songs have sort of a similar progression that stays diatonic. So this is a technique, this is a skill you can apply across all CCM songs. I'm not changing the quality of the chords. I'm staying within the key, I'm staying diatonic, and I'm just using these inversions. Now, a couple things I want you to keep in mind. When you're using these fill-in passing chords, the bass is moving in stepwise motion, so either the bass is ascending or it's descending. The bass is generally moving in stepwise motion within the key. Very important to note. Then, the other thing to keep in mind is that my right hand is harmonizing the chords, but I'm not playing root position parallels. So you'll never see me go from a C in root position to a B diminish, or a C in root position to a D minor in root position up to an E minor. Those are what we call moving in parallels, moving in root positions. We try to avoid that kind of movement like the plague. You have to shift in inversion. That's what gives it the sound. That's the key. And so you realize that your bass note is never playing the root of the chord. Let me say that again. When you're using these pass and fill-in chords, your bass note is never the root. So let me show you what's going on. We start with the C, right? But then when I go down, my bass has a B. The B root chord would be a B diminish. But we're not doing that. I'm using an E minor. For an E minor chord, E is the root, not B. The B is the fifth of the chord, right? 1, 3, 5. Then I get to my destination chord, which is the A minor. But then I'm going to do a passing to get to F major. My bass is the G, but I'm not playing a G chord. I'm playing an E minor chord. And again, E minor requires an E minor bass for it to be root position. But because it's a G bass, the chord is said to be now in first inversion. That takes me to my F. Now my destination chord is D minor, but I'm going to pass it with an E. If I play an E minor chord, then it becomes root position, so then I would be moving from an F to an E. We get parallels. We don't want that. So then I have to harmonize this E with something else that shares a common tone, which is C. And then that takes me here. Now when I do that passing again, going back up to the 1, I'm doing A, B, back to the C. But instead of A minor, I'm using F major with an A bass, so the chord's in first inversion. B, I'm using a G major, so the chord's in first inversion. This, if you remember nothing else from this video, remember that when you're using this particular type of passing chord, fill-in chord, diatonic movements, the chords cannot be in root position. You got to change them. And so we're looking for other chords that shares common tone with that bass note that we're playing. That's the key. Now, once you learn that, let me give you a little exercise that you can practice. And again, there's a PDF down below that covers this exercise in all 12 keys. So what we're going to practice is how to harmonize the major scale. So if we take C major, ascending, and then descending. And the way you can harmonize this is you don't even have to worry about fingering right now. We're just worrying about the chords. Again, note, my left hand is just playing a scale. And then I'm harmonizing it. So now let's go slowly and I'll walk you through what's going on here. So when I'm playing like C, that's my starting point, so I'm on a C chord. When I go to my D, we don't want a D minor, so I have to find a chord that has a D in it. The best option is a G. So I'm playing a G over here. Doesn't matter what inversion you're using here. It could be that, could be that, could be that, doesn't matter, as long as you're playing a G chord, right? Now when I get to here, my E, I'm playing a C chord because again, we don't want E minor. That gives us root position movement again, parallels. When I get to my F, I don't want the F major, right? Because then I kind of have this happening, parallels between the hands, right? So I'm going to play a D minor and it gives it a better sound. So an F against a D minor. Again, position, type of inversion using doesn't matter. Fingerings doesn't even matter. It's all about what chord we're using. This is how we can actively harmonize stepwise motion, right? Now when I get to my 5, there are a couple ways. I could play a 1 or I can play a 3. I'm going to play a 3 because I've already used the 1 chord twice already. And I want to cover all the notes of the scale except for the diminish. We're not going to focus on the diminish. So when I get to my G, I'm playing an E minor. Then when I get to my A, I'm playing an F major. And then when I get to my G, my B, I'm playing a G major. And then my C. So you realize that the only chord I haven't covered really in this exercise is A minor and B diminished. Now you can factor those in if you want. So let me see where I could do it. So here when I play a D minor, well no, let me see something. So we got a C, we're gonna do that to avoid the root position, then that, then that, then that, then that, then that. So there really isn't any way to slip in an A minor that will allow us to nicely harmonize without getting root position. So all I'm doing again, I'm going to call out the chords that's being played in my right hand. C major, G major, C major again. Here, I could use the A minor, but it doesn't sound good to me. Going from that to this, it doesn't sound good to me. So the 1 chord works better. Then we got a D minor over here, E minor over here, F major over here, G major over here. And then so in a little bit more faster context you have sounds nice, right? Almost like a hymn. And that's a nice exercise you can practice to help you understand how to do these passing movements diatonically within chords. And this is something, again, you can practice in all 12 keys. I would just work with one key at a time, hang out on one key till you get comfortable with it, and then you move to another key. This is one of those exercises that you don't need to then switch the hands. So you don't need to, no, so you don't have to switch the hand. This is primarily a bass and chord situation. And then you can move up to another key. Oops, this is supposed to be E minor. And then group 5. But anyway, I took the time to write out the notes for you in a PDF down below, so you don't have to guess what chords you need to play. You can just work with the PDF. But again, the recommendation would be to stick with one key for a while. And for a while, I mean like for a few weeks, just practicing this exercise. And this is how you can actively learn how to harmonize the major scale. So when you're doing stuff like the song we just talked about, and you have to do these descending movements, you don't have to then guess because it already would have been in your muscle memory. Now, I promised you a little bit of bonus as to how you can add some additional chords to a CCM song like this beautiful song without ruining it. So we have I trust in God, my Savior, the one. We talk about that, who will never fail. He will never fail. See that chord right there? I throw in this sort of A9 sus4 that takes me to this D minor 9. One more time in context. I trust in God, my Savior, the one who will never fail. He will never fail. Keep going. I trust in God, my Savior, the one who will never will never fail. Ooh. So what all I did there was a 7-3-6 passing. So I trust in God, my Savior. I'm voicing to the melody. And this is a B7, sharp 9. Think of it as a 7-3-6. Savior, E augmented 7, the one. Then I'm doing a 2-5 passing going to 4. He will never fail. Then one more time. You can do. So after you did the 2-5, come back up to this F sharp, augmented, or G flat augmented, and that goes down nicely to 4. These are just some advanced passing chords. Last time. I trust in God, the Savior, the one who will never fail. He will never fail. That's all I have for you guys today. That's how you can really start to add some passing chord movements. I try to give you 2 levels, more sort of beginner, intermediate, and then an advanced one so you can practice that. So it's important to note that these things require practicing and exercising, right? be sure to download that PDF down below so you can begin to start moving your chords, harmonizing the scale like that. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, I got it, I already know how to do those things, and you're looking for some more ideas with passing chord, then check out this video right here where I talk about the 7 types of gospel passing chords you can use in your playing. That goes deeper with a lot more context. All right, if you have not hit that subscribe button yet and notification bell, please do so. Little things like that really does help the channel. And if you're ready to take your playing to the next level with some more structured tutorial, you definitely want to check out pianolessonwithwarren.com. That's my private membership program where I've helped hundreds and thousands of students get better at playing worship songs, gospel music, hymns, you name it, right? So bye for now, talk soon.